What's up, guys? Got some more BT8 gameplay for you guys. So down at the bottom, I'm playing yellow-blue Jogres, so yellow-blue featuring like the Shakumon line, Armadillomon, Angemon, all those kinds of stuff. It's basically like Armadillomon armor, but then you're kind of turboing into Shakumon. So you see there, I start off with the Armadillo in the breeding area, plus the Davis, revealing the Digimon since he is actually a green Digimon now. This is a cool deck, however, the deck at the top I think is a another really cool combination, showing off another DNA Digivolution Digimon that came out in BTAs. That's going to be Silphymon. So you see there, he hatches the Gurimon and then goes into the Zoe, looking through security, not grabbing anything, and then playing the reinforcing memory boost, revealing a Crimson Blaze as well as a Zephyrmon. That is not a difficult choice at all. Gonna put Crimson Blaze at the top. So I believe it is a red base. And then you're using the yellow hybrids plus the red Digimon to turbo into your Silphymon. I think Silphymon is quite the underrated Digimon there. So we're going to see Magnamon top the Armadillo for a cost of 4, running into the Crimson Blaze. Since I knew it was there, we might as well play around it since Magnamon is going to be 7,000 DP. And then probably just going to end things off with the Searcher Armadillomon. This one reveals the top 4 and adds a 2-color yellow card. So essentially Search is like the whole deck. You see there's Submarimon, Angemon, as well as Shakumon, which we are going to take to the hand, leaving the opponent with just 2. The cool thing about the Armored Digimon is that they're really powerful against these sort of security control type-ish decks that focus on a lot of deletion, since you can just armor purge and save your Digimon. So we're going to see the Zephyrmon Digivolve for a cost of 2, boosting the security up by 3,000, and then popping the memory boost, going back to 3, and then playing the Aquilamon, which has the effect where if you play it from your hand, you can reduce the cost by 1 if you've got a yellow Digimon on play, effectively acting as your Stingmon there. And then we're going to immediately see those Jogres into the Silphymon. So Silphymon DNA Digivolve from red level 4 plus yellow level 4, and then when you Digivolve, you get to minus 5,000 on something and then delete something with 5k. So we're going to minus 5k on the Magnamon, put it to 2,000, delete the Magnamon, it dies, armor purge, and then we're just going to let the rookie die due to DP reduction, swinging into security, and the Aquilamon has a crazy inherited way. It just pops something with 5k or lower, like just if you've got a yellow Digimon in place. So just pop the Armadillomon, swing into security, and then end things off by Digivolving the Guilmon security plus the Cody. So that was a really explosive turn 2 from the yellow-red player, effectively clearing my whole board, which is one thing cool about DP reduction is that it kind of bypasses that whole kind of armor purge mechanic. So we're just going to hard play the Angemon for a cost of 5. Angemon's really cool because he effectively lets you recover 2 if you're going into the Shakumon there. He is also 6,000, so he gets around the Aquilamon's popping of 5,000 or lower, so that's a little bit cool. And then so our opponent is going to bring out the Guilmon, start of the main phase, going to go to 3 because of the Cody, but I definitely forgot that Cody has the effect of if you attack with a dual color, you can minus 2,000 on something, so it's going to put Angemon to 4,000, then pop it with the Aquilamon, effectively just rendering my turn useless. Going to run to the Hammer Spark with the Guilmon, drawing a card, going back down to 1. But at this point, he has so much tempo, there's really not a lot I can do. We're just going to see the TK played for a cost of 4, looking through the security, and I wonder if they're playing anything like a War Greymon or maybe a Shine Greymon or something else. But no, we're just going to grab another Silphymon. I guess if you're already clearing the board with Silphymon, that is good enough. So possibly going to be game next turn. I mean, we know he's playing hybrid, so there's a high possibility of just swinging twice, going to a hybrid. I'm just going to evolve the Armadillomon on top of the Upa, go into Angemon for a cost of 2, and I've got stuff like Plasma Shot, Hammer Spark in my hand. Plasma Shot I can definitely activate now because since I've just got a yellow egg, you usually have to think about it in like regular armor since you're not playing any yellow cards, but in this deck you're playing yellow sources, so I can just activate it straight up. I'm going to minus 4,000 on the Silphymon, and then minus I believe is 2,000 on 1,000 for each armor in my trash there, so it's going to delete the Guilmon, putting healing my opponent to 3 memory. We're going to hatch the Gurimon starting at 4 because of Cody, and just going to swing into security, hitting the Armadillomon. And are the hybrids going to be dropped down? We see hybrid number 1, Kazemon, going to be Digivolved for a cost of 2, going to swing into security, hitting another Plasma Shot, so that is possibly going to delete the Kazemon, but it doesn't matter because they add another one that's going to be game 1. So game 2, I'm going to make my opponent go first. We're going to see again the Guilmon in breeding, and then the TK just played for a cost of 4. I think a pretty ideal opening there. If you've got your memory setter set up, you got the +1 off the TK, and then you're going to draw off the Guilmon next turn. I think that is pretty ideal. We're just going to grab the Jet Silphymon, which I was wondering if he's actually playing Jet Silphy, since we know he's kind of turboing into regular Silphymon. But I guess, you know, of course, why would you not play Jet Silphy? It's just a really, really good healing card. So we're just going to go into Armadillomon. I've got Submarimons. I've got Davis in my hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and play that. Grab the blue Armadillomon. If you're wondering why I'm playing that, it's even though I'm not playing blue eggs, you're really just playing him for his cheap 2 cost and the fact that you can evolve any of your like Digimons or Submarimons on top of him for a 2 cost. So it effectively just makes the deck a little bit more like cheaper memory wise. And then we're just going to put our opponent to 3 with the Angemon. We're going to see Aquilomon Digivolve into the breeding area on top of the Guilmon. Wondering if that was right. He could have possibly just drawn off of the Guilmon by swinging into security, but then we're just going to end things off with the Cody. Cody is such a nasty card, being able to gain memory off of it as long as you have a Yell Digimon in play, super nice. And then of course the -2000 is just like the icing on top of the already really good cake. So we're just going to go into Armadillo plus Digimon, Digivolve that for a cost of 2, but then of course just pass it to our opponent for 3 memory. Going to bring out the Aquilomon finally. Are we going to see a DNA Digivolution here? We're going to see first of all the Cody Digivolved into the Kazemon for a cost of 2. So that leads me to believe he probably has a Silphymon in his hand, and in which case he is going to start stacking them. And there we go. We're going to see them DNA Digivolve into the Silphymon for a cost of 0, -5k on the Digimon, but then of course Armor Purge will happen. But then of course, since we're now in Armadillomon, it's going to check the DP, go down to 0. Sylphymon's going to swing into security and then hitting a Patamon, which, by the way, I really like the art on that Patamon. I think it's super cute. It just looks like a balloon. And then we're just going to pass it, I believe. So I really need to out the Sylphymon is the problem. Digimon, I think, does like -3000 to suspended Digimon, but unfortunately not going to be able to do anything about that. We're just going to go into the Ankylomon for a cost of 3 since I've got a blue, and then DNA into our Shakumon. So we are not, my opponent is not the only one who's got a DNA Digimon on the field. We're just going to be able to recover 1 since we got 5 or fewer, and then since we DNA Digivolve, we can bounce the level 5 Digimon back to the hand. So effectively outing our opponent's Silphymon. We're going to swing into security for 8,000 and then hitting a Zoe, which is definitely good for our opponent. The knowledge of looking through security, even if he doesn't pull something, but then possibly pulling another hybrid as well something like a Jet Silphy to heal. So we're going to see these Zephyrmon grabbed and then healing up into back to 4 security. Now realistically, my hand's not the best. I'm running a little bit low on restore, only 6 cards in my hand, so probably I think just to play the Armadillomon is a fine play. I can follow it up with like the Submary next turn, or possibly an Angemon maybe if I want to like Jogris if I draw it into Shakumon or something. But anyways, we're just going to play that for a cost of 2, but our opponent is going to start with 4 because of TK going into the Guilmon there, and then possibly just starting to Digivolve. We know he's got the Zephyrmon, so we can see, yep, we're going to see the Zephyrmon Digivolved on top of the Zoe. If he's got Jet Silphy, he could heal up again, but I don't think he's outing the Shakumon immediately. We know he's playing Crimson Blaze, but I don't think he would do it just to get rid of the Armadillomon, but we are going to see the Jet Silphy recover 1, going back to 5, and then just playing a Cody, leaving us with 3. Then we're going to start our turn. We've got a couple of things going for us here. We've got our Shakumon still in play. Now, I don't remember in this list if I was actually playing like any level 6s. I think I was playing like Yellow or Greymon, but we're not drawing that. So we're just going to instead go into the Submarimon, who's got the effect where we can strip the bottom source and then something without source to get -3000, but at least this is saving us the 3000 like insecurity. So we're just going to swing into security. That is going to hit a Gamemon, but actually the Submarimon should have died there because we were plus 3,000 from the Zephyrmon the previous turn. Even though the Zoe's not there, the Gamemon was 5,000 in security. So technically, the Submarimon should have died there. I do apologize about that misplay, guys. And then we're going to just die to a Silphymon from the Shakumon swing. So that kind of, you know, puts a damper on our plans. Don't have another Shakumon to go into. Honestly, don't really have a lot of plays. The problem with this deck is, like, as opposed to like Vmon Armor Rush, the armored Digimon that like are correlated with Armadillomon, like Submarine Digimon, are just like not very good. And then Angemon himself, while he gives you the potential to heal 2 cards, he doesn't really do anything outside of that. It's more of like a late game thing. It's not like a early game like a value, like a card that gives you value early game. So anyways, we're just going to see the Flamedramon swing. It is 8,000, so it is going to run into the Submarimon there and draw a card off the Gurumon. We're just going to double attack. So I do apologize. Like I said, the Armadillomon, it should have been an Armadillomon, not a Submari, but I could have possibly just evolved it again. Regardless, we're just going to see it being killed by our opponent and then playing another TK from the hand and grabbing a card. So the crazy thing about the you know, this deck specifically is that Silphy is also, it's a yellow-red duel, so the fact that you can grab Silphy from security is also really cool, and the Flamedramon tech is nice as well. It gives you another armor to have, and it gives you another red champion to DNA Digivolve with. Now, you do have to evolve it for 3 on top of, like, a Gamemon or whatever, for example, but it is just, like, an 8,000 armor that you can, like, that's difficult for your opponent to get rid of. So we're just going to play the Armadillomon and then Digivolve into the Magnamon for a cost of 4. Magnamon, I believe, is plus like 4,000. It's plus 2 for every armor, so we've got 2 armors in there, being an 11,000 blocker. So hopefully that is enough to prevent our opponent from swinging into security. But of course, they're going to gain the 1 memory off of the Cody since we're starting the turn with Jet Silphymon in play. Now, we could possibly see something like a Fire Rocket here to maybe bait out the block. But I don't think he's playing Fire Rocket. I'm pretty sure he's just playing Crimson Blaze, which of course can't out the 11,000 Magnamon. And of course, Jet Silphy won't be able to swing because that is only 7k. And I'm definitely just going to like block whatever he swings. Now we could do like swing Flamedramon and then minus 2,000 off of the Cody, but instead we're just going to see the Flamedramon and I believe that was Zephyr or Kaze, one of the hybrids there. DNA Digivolved into the Silphymon again, just absolutely crazy card, minus 5,000. So the Magnamon currently is 6k, I believe, and then we're just going to draw 1 off of the Gurumon here. Now if I do block, the Magnamon will be able to armor purge, so I'm just going to let it go. Hitting a Hammer Spark, and then of course, like I said, it's 6,000, so if I block, it's going to die to this. So we're just going to minus 2,000 again, so you know, to deter me from blocking, and then I'm just going to let it go. And then he's going to hit an Armadillomon in the security there. So Silphymon just putting in an absolute crazy amount of work. It's really, really powerful against basically every version of armor. So then we're just going to play the memory boost there, and then grabbing one of the, I believe that was the Akulamon there, grabbing that and then stacking our security with another card. So we're going to bring out the Angemon, swing with that since we're at 3 or fewer. Oh, he stacked the Akulamon. It might have been double Akulamon that was revealed. So we're just going to swing into the security there, and then just going to play an Armadillomon for a cost of 4, use up 1 Hammer Spark, go to 2, use the Submarimon, Digivolve that for 2, and then going to be able to strip the bottom source of the Jet Silphy there, and then minus 3,000 on it, so it does put it to 4k. So I'm going to be able to swing over that with the Magnamon there. So being able to clear some of his stuff is cool, but I know it's probably not going to be enough because we know like Silphymon is just absolutely crazy. So he's probably going to be able to swing into like my Angemon or my Magnamon next turn, and I'm just going to play the Armadillomon, grab the second Magnamon there off of the reveal, putting the bottom up at the rest of the cards at the bottom of the deck, and then starting my opponent with 3, but of course going to 4 because of Cody. So we're just going to swing with the Silphymon and then use the Cody to minus 2,000 on the Armadillomon, deleting it, and then swing over the Magnamon there, which will armor purge, of course, going back down to an Armadillomon. So keep in mind, should be at 4 here technically because of the Cody, since Silphymon was there at the start of the main phase, but we're just going to go to 6 anyway, so I apologize again for that. But you guys will see here, it's probably not going to matter. So it should technically be a 7. We're just going to Digivolve the TK into the Silphymon there, and probably just start swinging over the opponent's remaining, or like my remaining field. We're going to then see the Aquilomon played for a cost of 3, swing over the Armadillo there, and then just DNA Digivolve into the Silphymon. Of course, since it was DNA'd, the whole stack stands unsuspend, so summoning sickness can be ignored, all that sort of stuff. And then minus 5,000 on the Submarimon, and then deleting something with 5,000 or lower, which of course Angemon is 6,000, so that won't apply, but the Submarimon will be deleted to 0. And then we're just going to swing over the Angemon, which is suspended. So just like that, my whole field is just absolutely annihilated there with the double Silphymon stack there. So like I said, should be at 2 technically, and then we'll play a Cody, putting me to 1 technically, but then I'll start with 3 regardless. So it was a little bit inconsequential, but again, I do apologize for the misplays. Sometimes these are a little bit difficult to catch, but I do try my best. So anyways, we're going to attempt to Digivolve the blue Armadillomon on the Upamon there, but realizing, oh wait, I don't have any yellow rookies. I've got double Hammer Spark. Ice Wall can possibly save me a turn, but realistically, I don't think there is a whole lot I can do here. So I believe I'm just going to Ice Wall, go down to 2, and then just like play an Armadillomon, or I guess just pass. So we'll see if something crazy happens in my security. But anyways, my opponent is going to unsuspend, draw, move out the Gamamon, starting with 5, and then start swinging with the Digimon there. So swinging with the Silphymon, of course, and then hitting the Patamon there, and then paying 2 for the Ice Wall, paying 2 for the second Ice Wall off of the second Silphymon swing, and then probably just playing like a Tamer and passing. Like, you've got lethal on board anyways, and there's not really a whole lot I can do. So I believe I'm just going to play TK, and then I'm just going to scoop it up. There's really not a whole lot I can do against this deck. So anyways, guys, that's going to be the video. So it was supposed to be a showcase of the yellow-blue deck, but it ended up being a showcase of how powerful Silphymon is. So if you guys want the Silphymon list, let me know, and I'll probably post that here soon. But I've been enjoying the BT8 set a lot. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.